afternoon. This is Rich Nass, and I am here for this week's installment of 5 Minutes With. This week, I have Ciaran Connell. He is the CEO of DecaWave. Good morning, Ciaran. How are you?
Good morning, Rick. I'm doing great.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so you work for a company that provides very precise positioning, both indoors and out. And I mean really precise. So my question to you is, why do we need, precision down to tens of centimeters?
Okay, that's a very good question. We get asked it all the time. Our chip affords 7 centimeters precision, to be exact, and we are already being asked for more precision. We've had people ask for 1 centimeter. Now, why do you need 7 or even less? On which side of the wall is the bag of blood on, for instance? Walls are 30 centimeters thick. I'm in a hospital. I'm trying to locate a bag of blood. If I can't get it down to less than 30 centimeters, I could be off by a room. Or I would like that drone to land at point X with my delivery from Amazon, not at point X plus 2 meters, point X exactly, because I don't want my Amazon package to go into the pool. By the way, is there any chance that robot could stop banging into my walls? The fact that he cannot discriminate down to less than 10 centimeters and is thereby wrecking my house is beginning to annoy me.
Okay, that's a fair point. But that last problem you could solve with a combination technology of having it sense when it is near a wall. Are you taking advantage of multiple technologies, or is it simply, I guess you're not using GPS. What is the actual technology you're using?
Okay, it is ultra-wideband based on the standard IEEE, which is essentially GPS indoors. GPS, you have to have line-of-sight view of the satellites, which you don't obviously have indoors, and so you need ultra-wideband. It always is good to add in other technologies, like adding in a motion detector as well, and with that you can do measurements only when you move. But by and large, no, it's just an ultra-wideband chip that is tiny, that is compliant to an IEEE standard.
Okay, fair enough. So guessing by your accent, I have a feeling you are not based in the Bronx. You're mostly in Ireland. Do you find that advantageous, or does it put you at a disadvantage, or does it not make a difference?
Being in Ireland, well, it depends on the company and on the stage of the company. A company that is profitable will pay very competitive corporate tax in Ireland. DecaWave will be profitable next year. Now, given that we started building the company in 2007, some 7 years ago, you have to take that into account. So, whilst it is true that the tax rate for when we will be profitable did not enter into our deliberations, we did make use of it when pitching to investors. Another way of saying that would be where it would be pitching opening a company in a country that is not business friendly, then that would have been an impediment. For us, Ireland was a natural choice. Why? Because 1, we are Irish. 2, we know all the players in the tech field there. 2, it is relatively easy to attract people to move there. We have 16 nationalities in our office in Dublin, i.e. it has become immigrant friendly. Despite what Israel say, we view Ireland as the 51st state and Israel as the 52nd. We're part of the EU. Our exit is going to be either an IPO or an acquisition, and Ireland is a plus in either scenario. So basically, the question, if you don't mind my saying so, is better posed as, is Ireland business friendly, to which the answer is yes.
Okay, I will certainly take your word for it. Now, you seem pretty business savvy. Looking at your bio, you've worked for some pretty big companies, and now you work for a relatively small one. What do you find is the biggest difference between working at a very large company and at a smaller one?
Okay, so let me start by stating, and I worked for Motorola Freescale for 23 years, 11 of them in Texas, and 12 of them in Europe. When Motorola was good, Motorola was great. I don't believe I would have been able to achieve what I've achieved at DecaWave if it wasn't for my years at Motorola. Belief, self-belief, respect for others, respect for win-win. Motorola was really good. It also had processes, as any large company does. I'm useless at processes, but because of my experience at Motorola, I knew their value, hence I hired people who were good at these things. In short, the biggest difference between at a small company and a large company is exposure. In a small company, you are exposed. And so you need to have the skills developed by the time you are exposed. And I was lucky to be able to develop my skills at a large company like Motorola. So I would sort of say having experience at a large company is invaluable.
Very good. You know, it's funny. I really come across a lot of people who say they used to work for Motorola. There's a lot of those around.
You will know them, Rick, if they say Uncle Mo. That's how it was affected.
There you go. Very good. Our 5 minutes is up, and I appreciate your time, Ciaran. That was Ciaran Connell. He is the CEO of DecaWave, and I am Rich Ness, the Executive Vice President of Open Systems Media. Thank you, Ciaran.
Thank you, Rich.